The Five Kleshas, the Veils of Suffering, by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. In ancient Indian philosophy, the concept of the Kleshas serves as a fundamental framework to understand the causes of human suffering and the path to liberation. The word Klesha translates to afflictions or poisons and encompasses five key aspects that hinder our growth, create suffering, and impede our spiritual journey. The concept of the five kleshas or afflictions originates from the ancient Indian tradition of yoga and meditation. These teachings can be traced back to the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, a foundational text that outlines the philosophy and practice of yoga. Patanjali describes the kleshas as obstacles that hinder one's spiritual progress and cause suffering. The yoga tradition views the kleshas as fundamental aspects of human nature that need to be understood and transcended in order to attain inner peace and liberation. The kleshas are as follows. 1. Avidya, ignorance. Avidya represents the fundamental root cause of all suffering. It refers to the ignorance of our true nature, the illusionary perception of reality, and the inability to discern between the eternal and the transient. Avidya blinds us to the interconnectedness of all beings, leading to a sense of separation, attachment, and desire for self-gratification. To overcome this klesha, cultivating self-awareness, seeking knowledge, and practicing mindfulness become imperative. 2. Asmita, egoism. Asmita reflects the attachment to the ego, the identification with the individual self, and the mistaken belief of its permanence. This klesha breeds a sense of superiority or inferiority, fueling comparison and competition. It prevents us from realizing the unity of all existence and keeps us trapped in a cycle of self-centeredness. To transcend asmita, cultivating humility, compassion, and recognizing the inherent interdependence of all beings is essential. 3. Raga, attachment. Raga signifies the attachment to pleasurable experiences, material possessions, and external circumstances. It involves an insatiable craving for sensory gratification that ultimately leads to suffering. This klesha perpetuates the illusion of seeking happiness outside ourselves, shackling us in a never-ending cycle of want and desire. Developing attachment, contentment, and recognizing the transient nature of pleasure aids in overcoming raga. 4. Dvesha, aversion. Dvesha represents the aversion or repulsion towards unpleasant experiences, pain, and discomfort. It arises from the instinctual desire to avoid suffering and seek pleasure. This klesha keeps us trapped in fear, anger, and resentment, hindering personal growth and creating disharmony. Practicing acceptance, equanimity, and embracing life's challenges helps us transcend dvesha. 5. Abhinivesha, fear of death. Abhinivesha, the final klesha, represents the innate fear of death and the attachment of bodily existence. This fear manifests as anxiety, clinging to life, and resisting change. It prevents us from embracing the impermanence of life and inhibits spiritual growth. Cultivating a sense of impermanence, embracing the cyclical nature of existence, and deepening our understanding of the eternal nature of the soul aids in transcending abhinivesha. The five kleshas offer invaluable insights into the human condition and are as pertinent today as they were centuries ago. By understanding and transcending these afflictions, we can unlock our true potential, foster personal growth, and cultivate a more compassionate, harmonious, and enlightened society. Embracing self-awareness, practicing mindfulness, and nurturing our spiritual well-being empower us to dismantle these veils of suffering and embark upon a path of liberation and transformation.